In the 1930s, one line of players absolutely dominated the National Hockey League. The Toronto Maple Leafs kid line was a whirlwind of speed and skill that brought a Stanley Cup to a city that was desperate for a championship. At the center of it all was the quiet architect, the playmaking genius, Joe Primeau. He was the guy who fed the puck to his high-flying wingers, the steady hand that guided a dynasty. His vision on the ice was more than enough to land him in the Hockey Hall of Fame. But what if I told you the most amazing part of his story, a feat that has never been repeated, happened after he hung up his skates for good? To really get the full picture of Joe Primeau's legacy, you have to understand the legend of the kid line. In 1929, Leafs coach Conn Smythe made a brilliant move, putting two scoring phenoms, 18-year-old Busher Jackson and 19-year-old Charlie Conacher, on a line with a quiet, 23-year-old center. That center was Joe Primeau, and he was the glue that held it all together. While Conacher was the big bomber and Jackson was the speedy skater, Primeau was the smart, cerebral player who seemed to know where everyone was going before they did. He was an artist with the puck, a master at drawing defenders in just to slip a perfect pass to his linemates. Primeau even joked that he had to cut the puck in half to keep his two goal-hungry wingers happy. His unselfishness was legendary, and you can't argue with the results. Primeau led the entire league in assists 3 different times. In 1932, the kid line powered the Maple Leafs to their first Stanley Cup, winning it in their brand new arena, Maple Leaf Gardens. That same year, for his incredible skill and sportsmanship, Primeau was awarded the Lady Byng Trophy. In an era famous for its rough-and-tumble style, Gentleman Joe built a reputation on pure talent and smarts. But then, after 9 seasons and 4 more trips to the finals, Primeau did the unthinkable. At just 30 years old, he retired to focus on his growing concrete business. His playing days were over, but his mark on the game was far from finished. After retiring as a player, Primeau could have just focused on his business. But hockey was in his blood. He turned to coaching, and this is where he built a second, even more historic legacy. He started out in junior hockey with the St. Michael's Majors and, in 1947, coached them to a Memorial Cup championship, the absolute peak of Canadian junior hockey. From there, he moved up to senior amateur hockey, taking over the Toronto Marlboros. In 1950, he led that team to an Allen Cup victory, the championship trophy for senior hockey in Canada. Winning the top prize in both junior and senior hockey was an incredible achievement in itself. But Primeau still wasn't done. In 1950, the Toronto Maple Leafs brought their former star back, this time as head coach. In his very first season behind the bench, he guided his old team to the 1951 Stanley Cup, a victory sealed by Bill Barilko's iconic overtime goal. And with that, Joe Primeau did something no one else has. He had won a Memorial Cup, an Allen Cup, and a Stanley Cup as a coach. To this day, he is the only person in hockey history to pull off that amazing coaching hat trick. Joe Primeau was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1963, honored for a playing career that, while not the longest, was absolutely brilliant. He was the quiet leader of one of hockey's most famous lines, a champion, and one of the most respected players of his generation. But his story doesn't stop there. His coaching record stands completely on its own, a testament to a hockey mind that mastered the game at every single level. He built a legacy not just as a player on the ice, but as a leader behind the bench, cementing his place as a true one-of-a-kind legend of the sport. So, what do you think is the most impressive part of Joe Primeau's story? His Hall of Fame playing career with the kid line, or that unmatched coaching grand slam? Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and click on the notification bell. And don't forget to click on the playlist above to watch more NHL Hall of Famers of his era. Thanks for watching.